Steven first joined Toastmasters in 1997. He has been a member of 6 different clubs in 3 districts. During his 14 years in Toastmasters, Steven has seen many things change, and he has also seen many things stay the same. Tonight, Steven will be talking about some of those changes, what they could mean for the past and future of Toastmasters. Please welcome Advanced Toastmaster Gold, Steven Morgan, with Symbolism.
In early 2011, Susan and I were starting a club. We were all eager for them to get chartered, for them to get their banner. And when we came to that point, we specifically targeted April 1st for a couple of reasons. Beginning of the dues period was part of that. And when we went to go in order, we found out we weren't going to be allowed to. We weren't allowed to get the banner for at least 4 months. And in the end, it turned out to be more like 7. Because all of the materials that were using Toastmasters symbol had been suspended for use because they were in the middle of a rebranding effort. Now, that particular situation annoyed me to no end. So I certainly had a predisposition to be kind of unhappy about the whole concept that they were doing this. But I did understand why Toastmasters was wanting to modernize, in a sense. And when it finally came to, in August 2011, that the new brand was put forth at the International Convention, that's what they were waiting for, the International Convention. I went and looked at it, finally got to see it. They weren't letting anyone know, the public wasn't able to see it till then. And I looked at it and went, okay, it's fine. What you have in front of you, if you aren't familiar with it, is in the middle of that sheet, both the old and the new. Listed in there, one with the globe with the big T in the middle, and the other one with the Toastmasters name written right across. Those are the old and the new. At that point, I started to wonder a bit about the reasonings and the meanings behind what was going on. What was the symbolism behind all of this? Now, I had been a member in college of music fraternity. Their crest is actually the one in the middle at the top. And I was familiar with how there is symbolism involved with these. There is a symbolism to the harp at the top, the horns on the side, each of the little icons in the middle. And the Toastmasters logo itself, with the big T in the middle, was very reminiscent of the Lions Club crest, as well as the Circle K with the big K in the middle. And you can see some of those there. The Toastmasters symbol, which probably would be better called a crest, had a lot more in similar with these particular examples, which you can probably see between the banner, the splayed gavels, as well as the circle, big letter in the middle, various pieces there. Now, it's a rather complex symbol compared to the new one, much simpler, just a big circle with a few grid lines on it and Toastmasters International written across it. It's a lot easier to follow. Now, this was called a rebranding from the beginning. So, of course, it brought to mind rebranding efforts that had happened fairly recently, which you can see at the bottom in 3 corporate rebrandings that had happened in the not too recent past: Pepsi, Burger King, and Taco Bell. And when I look at those, and then I look at the changes between the 2 Toastmasters symbols, I see a noticeable characteristics of the new one with the new logos from these other rebranding efforts. And noticeably that instead of grid lines being vertical and across, as the old emblem used to have for Toastmasters, they're now slightly skewed, much as Pepsi, Burger King, Taco Bell, they either skewed their words or they skewed the symbol itself slightly off center. I guess that's what makes it modern these days.
Slightly.
They're obviously, the corporate logos, the old ones were simple, just like the new ones were simple. And the new Toastmasters logo was significantly simpler than the old one. This is when I was starting to think a little bit further, because it has to go back to origins of Toastmasters as well. Back to Ralph Smedley when he started, Actually, he started over 100 years ago when he first began attempting this. And his concept was a fraternal organization. In fact, he was interviewed and written about in the Rotarian, he was himself a Rotarian, in 1962. And what the article itself said, I'll quote it, "Toastmasters is unique. It is not a professional society like the medical or bar associations, a service club like Rotary, or a fraternal group like the Elks. It is nonprofit but self-serving. Its purpose is to educate and improve its members in speech and leadership. Members learn by doing through mutual criticism and with enjoyment, and it's inexpensive." The idea was this mutual inter-club support. What I was worrying about, I suppose, when I saw the new logo coming forward, was this seemed like a corporate concept. In a corporation, we have a hierarchical structure. People on top say, do this, everyone else just follows along. Keep the message clean. And Toastmasters, to me, is never supposed to be like that. In fact, quite frankly, we should come into the club, and if that's all we care about, nothing else matters. Because what we're here for is for those of us here locally. There is a bigger organization. They provide services to us, the manuals, the conferences, and many of the other materials that we use. But we don't have to be involved there, and we don't take direction from there. That's the concept I've always known Toastmasters to be. When I saw this occur, I was kind of worrying that somebody was getting a big head and thinking, I can tell you what to do, which anyone here who served as area governor knows doesn't work. So that's something that I was looking for and I was wondering about. I did hear a few people complaining about, oh, they prefer the old name tags, the new ones. Some of them complained they were like Walmart, which on the back you can see examples of a Walmart name tag along with the old and new if you wish to make a comparison, along with a Rotary badge if you would like. How does the symbolism work for you? Your call. What you'll also notice on the back is Toastmasters' old motto and the new one. The old one being, for better thinking, for better listening, for better speaking, we learn by doing. A little bit complex. The new one, where leaders are made. Another one that kind of made me go, So the one thing I was looking for, I'll just let you know what I came across, is when I talked to some district leaders not too long ago, and I've known a few. It was when I heard that they were told from International that they are not to have their own themes, that they are to follow the international theme as set and not deviate or confuse the message. And that's the point where I go, now I'm a bit concerned, and I wonder if I'll ever step out to the higher levels for that reason. But watch and see, and make your own decisions from that.